Hello students, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to discuss class 9 polynomial chapters. The topic factorization of polynomials. Now factorization of polynomials, for this we need to know the first and foremost thing, that is factor theorem. And for knowing factor theorem, we know remainder theorem, so we will need it. Remainder theorem. Now just recalling the memory, a very short way, that suppose p of x is a polynomial, x minus a is a divisor of this polynomial, then remainder will be p of a, and this will be written as small r. So r will be p of a. That means remainder will be p of a. Now we all know the term factor. Okay, think about, suppose the number 12. What will be its factors? Its factors are starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12, right? Now why these are called its factors? Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12, you take any number as divisor and you divide 12 by these 6 numbers, you will always get the remainder as 0. It means we can say that if remainder is 0, then divisor, that is suppose g, divisor will be a factor, right? And if g is a factor, then r will be 0. Now for polynomials, as remainder is p of a, that means for being g of x as factor, we need to have p of a equals to 0, because p of a is remainder. So p of a must be 0 and vice versa. Okay, so r equals to p of a must be equals to 0 for the divisor to be a factor. Okay, so this is a very simple concept. Now this concept leads us to the statement of factor theorem. So factor theorem's statement: if p of x is a polynomial of degree n greater equals to 1, that means p of x is not a constant number. For constant we all know what it will be happening. Now for polynomial we are taking degree must be either 1 or more than 1, and a is any real number. Real number means a can be 0, a can be whole number, a can be natural number, a can be integer, positive, negative integers, a can be positive rationals, negative rationals, a can be irrationals also. Then number 1, x minus a is a factor of p of x if p of a equals to 0, as we have already written here. Number 2, the vice versa, p of a equals to 0 if x minus a is a factor of p of x. So factor theorem tells that this is factor theorem statement, whole statement, mathematical statement. If p of x is a polynomial of degree n greater equals to 1 and a is any real number, then x minus a is a factor of px if p of a equals to 0, and p of a equals to 0 if x minus a is a factor of px. Now we will go to the main topic of today, that is factorization of polynomials. Now factorization of polynomials by splitting the middle term, you all have done, like suppose x square plus ax plus b, like this. Suppose you have to do factorization for this polynomial. Everybody has done this type of things in class 8, right? But still I'm just giving you a very simple idea. Suppose x square plus ax plus b, after factorization, suppose you will be getting in two factors, like suppose x plus l and x plus m. Okay, so x square plus ax plus b is equals to x plus l into x plus m, and it was like that you need to break this ax into two, means sum of two numbers, that is lx plus mx. Okay, you have to break it like this, and such that b is equals to this b, that means the constant number b must be lm. Okay, I mean to say that this must be the product of two elements here, and this must be divided into addition or subtraction of two numbers. I'm just giving you a very simple example, so this will be clear to you. Think about that. Very simple. X square minus x square minus 5x plus 6. Okay, you need to factorize it. What you will do, you will first find out 6 equals to what into what. That means like this, b is equals to l into m. So you need to find out actually l and m, that means factors of 6. Now what are the factors of 6? It can be 1, 6, or it can be 2 and 3, right? But here if we are taking 1 and 6, then this addition sign will give us a problem. Okay, I'm just giving you very simple explanation here. Suppose I'm taking 1 and 6, that means 5 minus is there. Now 5 can be written as 6 minus 1, so it's actually 6x minus x plus 6. So you were getting x square minus 6x plus x minus plus here plus 6. You can check, look, this portion, if you are taking pairwise, these two will have negative sign in the middle, but these two will have positive sign in the middle. So we can't take any common factor. For that reason, we will not take 1 and 6, rather we will take 2 and 3. So x square minus 5x plus 6, we are taking 6 equals to 2 into 3 in this way. So x square minus, this is 2x plus 3x plus 6. So ultimately we are getting minus 3x plus 6, that means x into x minus 2. From these two, x into x minus 2, from these two, minus I am taking common, minus 3 I am taking common. What is left? X. And here it's minus already taken as common, so this plus will be negative sign. So it's again x minus 2. So you can see these two are common factors. So we can take x minus 2 as common. Then what is left there? In the first term x, and in the second term minus 3. So ultimately x minus 2 into x minus 3, that is equals to x square minus 5x plus 6. So this is the factorization of the polynomial like x square minus 5x plus 6. Where you have this demonstration, actually I have explained why, because I wanted you to know that this type of things you have already done. So here The coefficient of x square is 1. Now our task is to do like this, ax square plus bx plus c. That means x square's coefficient will not be 1 other than 1. It may be 1, but other than 1 also we need to know. So think about that. After factorization, if you are getting x plus l into x plus n, x plus l into x plus m, then how we will find out this lm? We need to find out AC. We have to multiply A and C. Previously we will just look into 6. Now we will look into AC. Multiplying AC. Now AC must be LM. Okay. That means product of these two must be LM, and BX must be again like previous LX plus MX. So I'm just giving you a very simple example. Think about 6x square plus 17x plus 5. Okay. This you need to find out by splitting the middle term method. We will first multiply 6 and 5. So 6 into 5 equals to 30, right? We will factorize 30 in such a way that two factors we will get of 30, they will give us the addition or subtraction as 17. So 30 can be written as 1 into 30, but 30 and 1 will not give us 17. Then 3 into 10, again 3 and 10 also will not give us 17. So then 2 into 15, yeah, we have got the match. 2 into 15, that means 15 plus 2 if we are doing, then we are getting 17. So this is our right choice. That means we will go for it. 6x square plus 17x we will write as 2x plus 15x plus 5 as it is. Then 6x square plus, you just break, means you just omit the bracket here because all are positive signs, so doesn't matter. Then from these first two and from the last two, first two we will take 2x common, then we are getting here 3x plus 1. From this we will be taking 5 common, then 3x plus 1. From this 3x plus 1 common, 3x plus 1 and 2x plus 5 is left. So we have got finally two factors, 3x plus 1 into 2x plus 5. So this is the factorization, and that's the answer. Okay, 3x plus 1 into 2x plus 5. This is the answer. I hope you all have understood the same process. Just here it was 1, that's why 6 into 1 means only 6, and here it is A and C, so we need to multiply A and C together. Here it is 5 and 6, so it's 30. It's very simple like previous, but you need to practice on it. Now by using this, your first homework will be exercise 2.4, question number 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. These all 4 questions are of same type like this. Okay, you have to factorize. So these 4 questions will be your first homework. Coming to exercise 2.4, the first question is determine which of the following polynomials has x plus 1 as a factor. Okay, that means we need to check each and every polynomial individually for x plus 1. Is it a factor or not? How we will check? So look at the process carefully. I am doing for the question number 1, Roman 1. We need to check whether, means p of x is here x cube plus x square plus x plus 1. We need to check whether x plus 1 is factor or not. Okay, so How we will do that? First, we will be making it 0. Okay, that means we are getting x is equals to minus 1. We will make this one as 0. So x is equals to minus 1. Now, we will put in place of x minus 1. That means we will find out the value p of minus 1. P of minus 1 is minus 1's whole cube, then minus 1's whole square, then minus 1 plus 1. Don't forget to give the brackets for negative numbers. Minus 1's whole cube is minus 1 again. Minus 1's whole square is plus 1, so plus 1. Plus minus, minus, minus 1 and plus 1 as it is. So plus 1 minus 1 cancelled, plus 1 minus 1 cancelled. We are getting 0. Now look, I told that p of a equals to 0. That means x plus a is a factor. Now look, p of minus 1 is 0. That means x plus 1 is a factor. Why? Because p of minus 1 is 0. So we can say that x minus 1 is a factor of the given polynomial. So by using this, your second homework will be exercise 2.4, question number 1's rest of the questions, rest of the sums, and number 2 all three, number 1, number 2 and number 3. Okay, so these all will be your homework for this second homework, and first homework already I have told. So this is all about today's session, students. I hope you all have understood. We will meet in the next video with any other topic. Till then, have a good day.